Hello everyone. Welcome to Integrated Medical Biochemistry with Dr. Bijoya. In continuation with photometry, today we shall discuss flame photometry, principles and its applications. So let us begin. Now flame photometry, also known as flame atomic emission spectrometry, which is a branch of spectroscopy in which the species examined in the spectrometer are in form of atoms. So in flame photometry, we are measuring the emitted light, whereas in spectrophotometer, we measured the absorbed light, and in nephelometer, we measure the scattered light. So this is the difference between the different lights these equipments measure. A photoelectric flame photometer is an instrument used in inorganic chemical analysis to determine concentration of certain metal ions in various body fluids, which among them some of the examples are sodium, potassium, calcium and lithium. Flame photometry is based on the measurement of intensity of light emitted when the metal is introduced to flame or to heat. Now the basic concept is that a liquid sample containing the metal salt solution is introduced into the flame. The solvent is first vaporized, leaving particles of solid salt which is then vaporized into gaseous state. Now these gaseous molecules dissociate to give neutral atoms, which can be excited by thermal energy of flame. The unstable excited atoms emit photons while returning to their lower energy state. The measurement of emitted photons forms the basis of flame photometry. So, suppose an atom, in an atom there are orbitals, the electrons are in ground state. Now, first the sample, that is a serum sample or plasma sample, is first vaporized and converted to gaseous state, and after it is converted to gaseous state, thermal energy is given to it. So when the thermal energy is provided, the electrons will jump from ground state to excited state, and after a few seconds it will fall back to ground state. So all that additional energy it had acquired in the excited state will be released as a photon, and this forms the basis, the measurement of this photon forms the basis of flame photometry. Now this is a flame photometer. So I'll just show you the parts of the flame photometer. The major components that are present in a flame photometer is a sample delivery system, a source of light or flame, a monochromator, detector and a readout device. So here these are the parts given over here. Now we'll also see what are the parts of a flame and this atomizer. So this is a flame which has a preheating zone. So whenever you see flame, you can see these different zones. Then this is the primary reaction zone, this is the interconal zone, and this is the reaction zone. So what is happening here is this is the place from where the sample is delivered. This is the place where it is mixing chamber and it is nebulized by compression, and then from here the flame is given. So in the next slide I'll explain how the whole. Now the procedure here is the atoms of an element when subjected to a hot flame, specific thermal energy is absorbed by the atom. Now because of this the electrons become unstable at high energy level, and so they release energy as photons of particular wavelength, and this is measured. So when they fall back to the ground state, this is measured because there is some light that is emitted. So as you saw in chemiluminescence, also we were measuring the emitted fluorescence. Here we are going to measure emitted light. So this is a digital flame photometer equipment and this is how it looks like. This is the digital displayer. This is from where the sample can be pushed in. This is the compressor. Now, if we look at the whole instrument of flame photometer, you can see that from here the sample is taken, and from here there is air which will compress this whole sample. And now here this is the nebulizer which will convert the sample into droplets. So when these droplets go into this tube and the heat is given to it, it will emit light of particular wavelength, which we already know what wavelength it will emit. So accordingly we will select the filter, and all the selected colored wavelength will fall on the lens, and this lens will now put it on a photo detector, and this emitted light will be converted into reading in terms of millimoles per liter on the display screen. So I hope it is clear to you how the flame photometer works. Now, under constant and controlled conditions, the intensity of characteristic wavelength produced by the atoms in a sample is directly proportional to its concentration. Various metals emit a characteristic color of light when heated, and it is of a certain wavelength. So sodium emits a light of 589 nanometer wavelength, which is yellow in color. Potassium emits light of 766 nanometer wavelength, which is violet in color. Barium produces 554 nanometer light, which is lime green in color. Calcium produces 62 nanometer light, which is orangish in color. And lithium produces 670 nanometer wavelength, and which is red in color. So the applications of flame photometer include measurement of serum electrolytes. Serum electrolytes can be measured by both flame photometer and by ion selective electrode. Ion selective electrode has been already discussed, the link of which I shall provide. It also estimates sodium, potassium, calcium, lithium, magnesium, etc. in samples of semen, urine, CSF, and other body fluids. The analysis of soft drinks, fruit juices, and alcoholic beverages can also be done by using. So, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Thank you.